Have you ever wondered if being too sensitive is really a weakness? Maybe you're a parent of a child who feels deeply and seems easily overwhelmed. Or perhaps you're a highly sensitive person yourself, trying to navigate a world that doesn't always understand you. My daughter and I are both HSPs, and our journey has been full of challenges, growth, and self-discovery. Today, I want to share something personal with you. But before we dive in, I would love your support. If you find values in my videos with stories of encouragement, resilience, transformations, or practical advice, please consider hitting that subscribe button. As a small channel, every subscription makes a huge difference. My promise to you is to continue sharing meaningful insights, stories, and experiences to empowered parents, students, teachers, and everyone who feels unseen in the system. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get started. I still remember when my daughter was around 4 years old, she was terrified of stairs. Even her nursery teacher raised concerns about her fear. As her mom, I could see how deeply she felt things and how much I wanted to help her. But it also made me reflect on my own sensitivity as a child. Growing up, I was terrified of the world around me. My uncles and aunts loved watching scary movies in front of me. I don't know why. And even though they thought it was harmless, the images, however, stayed with me, causing a lot of bad dreams and sleepless nights. I also felt ashamed and guilty when being criticized, even over the smallest mistakes. As an HSP, I was also a people pleaser. Like there were times I didn't know why. I just couldn't say no to situations, even those made me uncomfortable, simply because I was so afraid of upsetting the others. These are traits that many HSPs share. These experiences shaped me in profound ways, but they also taught me something valuable. That sensitivity is not a weakness. And today, I want to show you how embracing these traits can turn it into your greatest strength. Highly sensitive people, or HSPs, are born with a trait called sensory processing sensitivity. This means we experience life on a deeper level. Like we notice details, empathize deeply, and feel the world intensely. While this depth is a gift, it can also feel overwhelming at times. For instance, HSPs tend to care deeply about others and often put others' needs ahead of their own. As a result, people-pleasing can be a common trait, especially when we don't fully understand or accept ourselves. Looking back on my childhood, I can see how this played out in my life. I experienced trauma during childhood caused by the sons of my neighbor, which left me scared, anxious, physically and emotionally scarred. Yet, I stayed silent for years because that time I didn't know what to do. at the same time, I don't know why, I just didn't want to cause any troubles for the others. My sensitivity made me hyper aware of others' emotions and actions, but I neglect my own in the process, even when I needed to prioritize myself. This led to emotional ups and downs throughout my childhood and teenage years. HSPs often hear they are too much or too weird, even sometimes from those closest to us who don't understand us at all. But let me tell you something. You are not weird at all. HSPs bring empathy, understanding, love, and creativity to the world. Qualities that are deeply needed, especially nowadays. Sensitivity is a gift, not a flaw. And we can thrive in our own special ways. First, we must embrace and celebrate our sensitivity. Remember, it's not a flaw, it's a strength. Think about the qualities HSPs bring: empathy, intuition, and creativity. The real challenge is to learn how to manage overstimulation. Like myself, so in our home, my daughter and I have each created our own quiet place to recharge. For myself, is here, where I put my piano, and playing the pieces of Chopin's is my peaceful retreat. For my daughter, is her bedroom, filled with soft pillows, calming music, headphones, and her drawing tablet. These spaces are our sanctuaries, where we can use when the world feels a little bit overwhelming, or basically when we just need to calm down. Growing up, I didn't have this kind of safe space. My traumatic experiences taught me how important it is to create boundaries and environments that support our well-being. As HSPs, we need these havens to help us process our emotions and recharge. It's no different from how some people need intense exercise to release excess energy, right? It's also helpful to understand the 4 domains of emotional intelligence. This is what I also want to mention here, which are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. HSPs naturally excel in social awareness and empathy, but we often struggle with self-management. Building these skills is essential for thriving as an HSP. So, here are some practical steps to help you manage fears and anxiety as an HSP. These strategies have worked for me and my daughter. Number 1, recognize and understand anxiety. The first thing is awareness. When I feel my heart racing or my thoughts twirling, I name what's happening. This simple act of acknowledging my emotions helps me regain control. Number 2, deep breathing techniques. Practicing breathing exercise like the 4-4-4 method, which stands for inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 4 seconds. This helps ground me, even in stressful environments. Yoga, meditation also work perfectly for me. Number 3, believe in your true value. This is crucial. For years, I doubted myself. I felt guilt and shame over not being normal, labeled by people around me. often being told as a troublemaker with lots of emotional ups and downs. But the turning point came when I started to believe in my worth, that I have found my true value. I keep telling myself I'm enough just as I am. When you truly believe in your value, you can embrace your individuality with confidence. Think about the things you notice in such a sensitive way that others might not be able to. Like how deeply you care for someone, even just for an animal. This sensitivity is a gift that truly makes the world a better place. 4. Limit overstimulation. As HSPs, we need space where we can recharge. Whether it's a walk in the nature, a cozy corner at home, and even a few moments of quiet reflection. Find what works for you. Sensitivity is a gift. HSPs have the ability to connect deeply, to understand others in ways that many cannot. This is something to celebrate, not to hide. I often think back to a moment when my daughter gave her seat to an elderly person on the train when she was just 2 years old. Her sensitivity and empathy allowed her to notice what others missed and to take action. It's moments like these that remind me how much the world needs highly sensitive people. Just like myself, my sensitivity helps me to understand the needs of my students and the parents in a way that they can feel how much I understand them and what their kids need in their English learning journey, both technically and psychologically. Sensitivity allows us to foster understanding, connections, and compassions in a world that often feels disconnected. That's a superpower, and it is something to be proud of. So, if you're an HSP or raising one, remember this. Sensitivity isn't a weakness, it's a superpower. The key is learning to understand yourself, believe in your value, and manage your emotions with compassion. You're not too much, you're just enough. I would love to hear your experiences. Are you an HSP or are you having one in your life? Share in the comments below and let's create a supportive community together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to people who ever need it. See you next week.